It's good news because when we took our office a couple of years ago, we paid extra rent because we were told we'd have the facility of Crossrail.
Be a lot more efficient and a lot quicker for us to get in and out of London.
Very much easier to get to Heathrow Airport because we live just around the corner, so we'll be able to just 20 minutes or something to Heathrow.
To begin with, it's only a partial service. There'll be no trains on Sundays, no trains after 11 o'clock at night. As for through trains between Reading and Shenfield, passengers will have to wait another 12 months. You've chosen to announce it the day before the local elections. Is that coincidental?
Well, at Transport for London, the Commissioner decided the date's announced for a simple reason. We're starting a massive new line in just 20 days' time. You've got to get the rotas sorted out. You've got to make sure the stations are ready. You've got to make sure the staff are ready.
I'm very, very concerned that he chose to make this announcement on the eve of the London elections. It breaks the rules. There will be formal complaints as a result because it's clear electioneering with public money.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Come on, listen. This is another example of the government not just being sourpuss, but being anti-London. They should join the party.
I'm just sad that the mayor felt that he should use it to political advantage against the rules on the eve of the election. It's quite wrong, and I'm afraid there will be consequences.
We should never forget this is 3.5 years late and about £4 billion over budget, and we still don't have the final money to make sure we finish it and get it over the line. So it's wonderful this central section is open. There's still more money to be found to finish off the project completely.
Yeah, it's been a struggle because obviously one of the reasons we bought the office was because Crossrail was coming in 2018 and we were all planned to organise ready for it, but it never happened. So I think we've been here many a times, many interviews, just glad to get a date.
Good evening. We're coming to you from Westminster tonight for a special programme on an historic day for the Labour Party in the local elections. We're on the rooftop of Global, the home of LBC in Leicester Square. This borough not only has the heart of government, but its council has been in the hands of the Tories since it was first established 56 years ago. But tonight its foundations run red after the seat was dramatically snatched by the Labour Party for the first time in history. This is how things were looking across the capital yesterday, but after what the Prime Minister described as a tough night, the story has now changed quite significantly for the Conservatives. Alongside Westminster, the party also lost power in two other Tory strongholds, Wandsworth and Barnet. The political direction of the capital is clearer and clearer. This evening we'll take you through the key moments of the last 24 hours with analysis and reaction to all the major changes. But first, our political correspondent Simon Harris reports on a victorious night for Sir Keir Starmer.
Told, Jessica J, Labour Party, 1,100.
What began as a trickle turned into an avalanche. In the early hours of this morning, Labour dared to dream the impossible dream. After 58 years of Tory rule, Westminster was turning red, and it wasn't a one-off. The trend was set earlier in the night when Labour captured the North London borough of Barnet. It was here 4 years ago. Barnet's many Jewish voters rejected Labour because of Jeremy Corbyn's failure to tackle anti-Semitism.
There still is a battle about anti-Semitism, but it's no longer associated with the Labour Party. And a lot of that, I think, is due to Keir Starmer and the change of direction.
Music to the ears of Labour's current leader, who wasted no time hot-footing it to NW4.
This is a massive turning point for the Labour Party. From the depths of 2019, we're back on track now for the general election, showing what the change that we've done, the hard change we've done in the last 2 years, what a difference it has made.
An even bigger catch for Labour was Wandsworth. Tory controlled since 1978, but not anymore. This is Sadiq Khan's manor, and London's mayor wasn't going to miss the party for anything.
What we found in this election is a huge number of Conservative voters have come over to us because, you know, they can see we have a fresh vision built on fairness and common sense.
But the ultimate prize was Westminster, so often regarded as the jewel in the crown of Conservative councils. In all three boroughs, Partygate and the cost of living could well have been the common theme which helped Labour to victory. But Westminster Conservatives also had their own unique Achilles heel, the Marble Arch Mound. The man-made hill was meant to lure tourists back to the West End after the COVID drought, but it opened to risible reviews and ended up costing council taxpayers £6 million. Westminster's reputation for sound financial management took a hammering. At Church Street Market, early morning shoppers were taking in the seismic events which have changed the familiar political landscape.
Good for Labour. Yeah, for the first time, good. I'm very happy.
It seems such a shame because we've done very well with Westminster, council tax-wise particularly.
There is some really good development going on here, but I think the Labour Party will probably look after the neighbourhood a bit better.
The loss of this trophy council will be a shock to London Conservatives, and however he tries to brush over it, a blow to the Prime Minister.
It's mid-term and it's certainly a mixed set of results, and we've had a tough night in some parts of the country, but on the other hand, in other parts of the country, you're still seeing Conservatives going forward and making quite remarkable gains.
But not in London. Tonight, Westminster City Hall is under new management, although some can't quite believe it. Did you expect to win?
I didn't expect to win. I always had a kernel of hope, but it was, we always knew we had a big mountain to climb, and we did it.
Yesterday, the Conservatives ran 7 of London's 32 boroughs. Today, they're down to 4. Simon Harris, ITV News, Westminster.
Well, our political correspondent Simon Harris joins me now. Simon, then a devastating night for the Tories, but there was some relief this afternoon, wasn't there?
Yes, in the last few hours, they managed to pick up a consolation prize. The Tories have regained control of Harrow, which they lost to Labour 4 years ago. This is one of 3 London boroughs which Labour feared they might lose. It's also an authority where low-traffic neighbourhoods have become an issue.
And we mustn't forget the Lib Dems. How was their night?
Well, the Lib Dems, not surprisingly, want to talk up their successes, mainly in their stronghold of southwest London and Surrey. They've got overall control of Woking now for the first time. In Tandridge and Elbridge, that's where Dominic Raab's an MP. Lib Dem gains mean that there's no one party in overall control, and the Lib Dems have managed to push the Tories into 3rd place in Merton. That's a seat where Wimbledon has one of the parliamentary constituencies that Lib Dems are hoping to win at the next general election.
OK, so that will hurt as well. Simon, we'll speak to you again later. Thank you.